Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and now that Loki revealed it was Kang the whole time, and that Kang is really the whole of time, did this time a-hole kill Iron Man? Of course not. We all saw what happened. Tony Stark pulled the Sticky Bandits maneuver to snatch the Infinity Stones from Thanos' hand, and the ensuing burst of radiation burnt him to death. Look, whatever puts Hulk in a sling puts us in a grave. However, he who remains, the Kang variant, was well aware of all happenings in the MCU timeline, including Thanos, based on him using Thanos as a hungry example in his pop quizzes. Therefore, he probably also knows the guy who killed him. And this was recently confirmed in a new detail spotted in concept art from the show's production designer of He Who Remain's office in the Citadel, which showed on his shelf Iron Man's helmet. This awesome visual was likely inspired by Kang's Hall of Trophies in his fortress in Uncanny Avengers #8 from 2013, in which he collects trophies from conquered versions of Spider-Man, Captain America, Hulk, everybody. And I believe that this Kang variant not only witnessed Tony Stark's death, but that he specifically wanted it to happen, needed it to happen, and orchestrated events so that it would happen, using a partner in crime. Who, you might ask? Well, if he's the Matrix architect, the father of the timeline, there must be a mother, an oracle, the Ancient One. Recently, I explained how many of the loose ends that we've seen in the MCU may actually be glitches or patches within Kang's Matrix. And I pointed to the moment that he said,
"I've lived a million lifetimes. I've gone through every scenario. This is the only way."
Which I see as a nod to Doctor Strange in Infinity War, who looked ahead at 14,605 future outcomes and found only one successful path forward.
Tony, there was no other way.
No other way than the path that He Who Remains just took credit for paving.
Every step you took to get here, I paved the road. You just walked down it.
I propose that the alternate dates on the Avengers quantum computer could have been evidence of Kang rigging the time heist to go a certain way, and that the pruned Sanctum Sanctorum that we spotted in the Void could have been Kang striking a deal with the Ancient One to oust her predecessor in exchange for her making the Avengers prune their branches from his precious sacred timeline. Real quick, losing your hair can be a bummer. 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35. Now, there's nothing wrong with being smooth up top like Professor X or Luke Cage, but I know it is stressful for the guys I know who are going through this. But with Keeps, it's easier and more affordable to get treatment for your hair loss and help you keep the hair that you have. Keeps offers generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there, but at half the cost of your local pharmacy. Though you'll never have to go into a doctor's office, with Keeps you get 24/7 access to a doctor who designs the best plan for you. They offer other helpful tools and services, including a tracking tool so you can monitor your progress. Find out why Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors, and nearly 100,000 men trust Keeps for their hair loss prevention medication. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/newrockstars or click the link in the description to receive 50% off your first order. That's keeps.com/newrockstars. You'll notice also in this concept art is a cauldron that looks pretty similar to the cauldron of the cosmos on the Sanctum ground floor that Doctor Strange accosted Tony for getting too handsy with.
Are you seriously leaning on the cauldron of the cosmos?
Notice that, what the bro? Look in Tony's eyes. This motherfucker's gonna kill me. And he did. Why? Well, the Cauldron of the Cosmos is used by Doctor Strange in the comics to ponder the mysteries of the universe for hours and to check for mystical threats on the horizon. This could be how He Who Remains found and tamed a trans-dimensional monster like Alioth, which was a crucial key to his victory over other Kang variants to end that multiversal war. And remember, we never found out how the Ancient One came into possession of the Time Stone, the gem that allows reversal of time, creation of time loops, etc. Something that would have been a Time Lord's most precious relic. Something that functions similarly to Kang's technology. That could have come from the hands of Kang, and he only would have allowed another to possess it for a good reason. Doctor Strange told Tony Stark that of all the timelines he looked at, there was only one in which they were successful.
How many did we win? 1.
And later on in Endgame, Strange calls back that moment by raising one finger to Tony to signal to him that now was the time for him to make his ultimate sacrifice play. And the reason Strange was so grim when he looked Tony in the eyes and said one was that he knew that he would be sentencing this man to his death. But Endgame also had this cryptic moment from the Ancient One.
And why the hell did Strange give it away?
What did he say?
Strange, he gave it away. He gave it to Thanos.
Willingly?
Yes.
Why?
I have no idea. Maybe he made a mistake.
Or I did. Strange is meant to be the best of us.
So he must have done it for a reason.
I fear you might be right.
That scene took place in 2012, about 5 years before Strange would become a sorcerer, and that only happened after the Ancient One died, but she couldn't foresee past the moment of her death, just like He Who Remains seemed to be unable to do. So I think this moment on the Sanctum rooftop was her realizing that her partner and his sacred timeline are more in danger than she realized, and so surrendering the Time Stone to Bruce Banner, despite the variant branch that would cause, would be a necessary step in Kang's master plan. But again, why script out one victory path for Stephen Strange to foresee that would necessitate Tony Stark's death? It's because Tony Stark knew too much. Or he was about to. When Scott Lang stumbled into a time vortex in the quantum realm, something I suspect we will learn more about when Kang returns in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, probably via that Chronopolis city in the background there, it was really Tony Stark who actually decoded the mechanics of time travel, how to navigate the timeline. The Avengers were hopeless without Tony, and unlike Kang, Tony did this by himself. He Who Remains explained how Nathaniel Richards in the future discovered the existence of alternate universes, but it seemed like he wasn't able to do anything with that discovery until another variant walked into his reality and began to compare notes with him. Stark didn't have a lab partner variant of himself, just a popsicle brain freeze from his daughter. Yet he achieved this eureka moment, scientific research that Nathaniel Richards in the future probably used in order to achieve his discovery. So Kang's ultimate fear was that had Tony Stark continued to live after the Battle of Earth, he inevitably would have built on his timeline knowledge and discovered Kang's existence and confronted him, or even worse, destroyed his own quantum navigation technology and burned his research to let it die with him so that Nathaniel Richards could never build on it and become Kang. And so, from a cosmic point of view, the true purpose of the Ancient One handing over the Time Stone, the true purpose of Doctor Strange's premonition, was not to defeat Thanos, but to kill Tony Stark before he could erase Kang from existence. And folks, if we can credit a rat for saving the universe, we can credit these two for killing its frontman. Support New Rockstars by checking out our merch options at newrockstarsmerch.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow and subscribe to New Rockstars for breakdowns of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.